Well, 1 year ago today, I stood inside my driveway with my brand new 2015 Fiesta ST. And a lot has changed in the last year. I got about a little over 12,000 miles on it, and I've done a number of improvements ever since I got the car. So, before we get into what I like and what I don't like about the car, after 1 year of ownership, let's get into what I have changed. So, starting off pretty much on the first night, got the white Access 17-inch wheels mounted on with Yokohama P215 4017 S-Drive tires. We have the red calipers, which were done by using the G2 caliper paint system. Also done on the first night was the mountune air filter, which kind of the beginnings of a stage 1 type approach to the car. I also did the mountune induction pipe that goes between the air filter box and the kind of the charge tube that leads to the, it's not really the charge tube, it's more the induction tube, I guess I should say, that leads to the turbo. I also have the mountune hot side charge pipe, which is the metal pipe that had the resonator in it that sits between the turbo and the intercooler. So that's been changed. I also opened up the side of the airbox a little bit with some velocity sacks to help smooth out the airflow going into the airbox. It also provides a little bit more intake noise, and you actually hear the diverter valve a lot more now than you did with the airbox totally secure and the stock air filter in it. I also retuned the engine using the Cobb Accessport with custom tuning from Mountune. So it's a stage 1 type tune, runs on 93 octane fuel, and works very well with modifications I've done to the intake and the rest of the car. From a performance standpoint, that's really about it. The rest of everything is really more cosmetic. Sticking with the Mountune parts, this spring I installed the Mountune Sport springs mounted with the factory dampers, and those are absolutely phenomenal. Definitely one of the best modifications I made besides the tune. And I also did some cosmetic stuff in terms of graphics. The FordRallyeSport decals were installed pretty much right away. I ran the FordRallyeSport logo on my 2011 Fiesta and my 2000 Focus CX-3. I also removed the front lower grille to open up the intercooler a little bit more in the summer, and then I put that back on in the winter to help kind of keep debris and stuff out of the intercooler. I also have the yellow Laminex on the fog lamps and yellow Hella fog lamp bulbs. Sylvania updated headlight bulbs in here. And then of course one of the biggest changes I did was adding the Martini stripes on the side, and those came from Rekleiner Graphics. John Klein and I worked together on these for a number of months, and they came out absolutely perfect. So kind of gave it a little bit of that 99 through 2002 Focus WRC feel, which has been one of my favorite cars. So that's really about it for what I've kind of done to the car so far. What's next? I really don't know yet. I can definitely say that it needs an intercooler for hot weather use and for autocrossing, but it's not that warm in Michigan, and I don't get autocross nearly enough. I would like a different exhaust system because I would like the sound to be a little bit different, like the tips to be a little bit more aggressive, but it's kind of an expensive modification with a limited amount of gain. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm very happy with the way the car is balanced right now, both in appearance as well as in performance and in handling. So I'd say one of the next things is probably going to have to be brake pads, which leads me to my only real complaint about the car. 1 year of ownership, a little over 12,000 miles. The brake pads are probably my biggest complaint. And it's not the fact that they don't work well. In fact, they probably work better than any factory pad that I've ever encountered. It's just the fact that they turn the wheels black within a day. With white wheels it's especially bad, so I would encourage you, if you don't want to change brake pads, don't go with white wheels, go with a dark colored wheel. But the brake dust is absolutely incredible on this car. You basically have to clean the wheels every day. Now, the brake performance is really outstanding. I've had a couple close calls with animals running out in front of me, cars running stop signs, things of the sort. The brakes work phenomenal. You just got to find a brake pad that has the same performance as the OE pad, but just with a lot less dust. And that's about it for complaints, honestly. That's really one of the only downsides to the entire car. Otherwise, performance has been absolutely outstanding. Everything I've done to the car just kind of amplified how good the factory already did, and I'm very happy with the base platform of the ST, and everything I've done to it is just tweaked it a little bit more, and I'm totally happy with that. Fuel economy, yeah, I've been averaging right around 30 miles to the gallon, average city and highway driving on my commute, so no real complaints about that. The car's been very comfortable to drive. Of course, I haven't gone on any real long road trips like I did with the Fiesta movement car, but I already know that it's going to be perfectly suited for that type of operation. Every single day I drive the car. I drive it to work every day. I'm absolutely, well, every second behind the wheel. Just every on-ramp I can take, every off-ramp I can take, every corner I can take, every time I can like dodge around some puddles in the road. Anytime I'm behind the wheel of this car, I absolutely love it. It's been fun in the winter as well with the ability to turn off traction control and stability control. It's just been, it's probably been my favorite car I've ever owned, which is a huge statement considering that I always thought my first Focus was probably my favorite car I ever owned. And this is quickly becoming my favorite car. The way it sounds, the way it performs, the way it handles, the way I feel behind the car, the way it looks. It's everything I wanted it to be, and I'm very happy with the way the car turned out just after 1 year of development. I guess it kind of shows the ST doesn't really need a lot to really amp up and be at another level, and that's kind of what I've done here. So I'm looking forward to another year with the car. I feel bad driving it in the winter because of the stone chips and how dirty it gets and all that type of stuff. But the car is an absolute riot to drive in all 4 seasons, and I am so thankful that I own this car, and I'm very thankful for every day I get to drive it. So if you are interested in buying a Fiesta ST, I strongly encourage you to do it. You will not be let down. The car is absolutely phenomenal, and it's been trouble-free for 1 full year, and I expect it to be trouble-free for many more to come, just as my previous cars from Ford have been as well. So that's it for 1 year wrap-up. Looking forward to another year.